I talk to you, but it's not the same as touching you. Hold on. And every time I whisper your name, I want to run to you.
Well, lion voice, tell them that's the people first choice. Lion voice, make the lioness them feel nice. Lion voice, with the lion cubs we sacrifice. Lion voice, got to show the people them the life. Lion voice.
Greetings in that divine name of His Imperial Majesty, Emperor Haile, Selassie I, King Rastafari. Glory and honor in the name of Her Imperial Majesty, Empress Waziro Menen. My name is Kwasi Bonsu. I'm an entertainment attorney, I'm an artist, I'm an author, I'm an actionist, and this is the Lion's Voice. So, welcome. This is episode 12 of the Lion's Voice. And today we're going to talk about cover songs. So we're still going to be talking about copyright. Most of these early videos that I'm talking about in the area of entertainment law are dealing with copyright. So we're going to talk about doing a cover song, which still falls under one of the 6 rights that you have with copyright, and specifically the right to reproduce, because when you're doing a cover, you're basically just reproducing a copyright holder's work, that songwriter, that composer work. Before I go any further, I think it's always easier to learn with an example. So let me just give you an example. I talk to you, but it's not the same as touching you. And every time I whisper your name, I want to run to you. Alright, hold on. We've been together. Excuse me. Let's just cut it right there. Alright, what happened there? Wait, don't turn off the video yet. That was the tuning. Tune up your audio. I can't sing. Alright, but seriously though, what happened there? I was singing a song that many Jamaicans will know as one of our classics in the dancehall. A lovers rock classic by the legendary artist Sanchez, our reggae crooner, one of our great crooners, Sanchez. And many of us, myself included, didn't know till we were big people that this song was not originally written by Sanchez. And if you ask many Jamaicans, we would tell you that the cover song or the Sanchez version is better than the original when we heard the original. So that is an example. Why I did that is because that's an example of a cover song. And cover songs have been a staple of reggae and dancehall in particular since the very early days of the genre. Some of our biggest hits have been cover songs, and a lot of those cover songs in the reggae dancehall space are more popular than the original song. Fast Car, or Sorry as it's called in the dancehall by reggae artist Foxy Brown is a great example, is another great example. So we're going to talk about cover songs, how to obtain a license to do it legally. As you know, I am the author of Haile Selassie's Ethiopia, The Rise of the Priestly Warrior Kings, who I never have it far. So that means I'm an historian. I want to, before we get into how to do a cover song legally, we want to talk a little bit about the history of cover songs and the mechanism by which you obtain a license to do a cover song. So the license that you need to do a cover song is called a mechanical license. So you need permission, and what a license is just you need to get written permission from the copyright holder that says that you are allowed to sing over this song, and they can track where the song is being reproduced, and they can benefit from their right, because remember we talked about the bundle of rights that come with a copyright, and I did a video about that. You can click the link and go to the earlier video. So first, let us define what a mechanical license, and I took this definition from Harry Fox website. Harry Fox is a very important company. Every independent artist, anybody in the music industry should know that name. We'll get back to why it's important in this context a little bit later. So they define a mechanical license as a mechanical license grants the rights to reproduce and distribute musical works embodied in a sound recording via CDs, records, tapes, ringtones, permanent digital downloads, interactive streams, and other digital configurations, including locker-based music services and bundled music offerings. If you want to record and distribute a musical work that you don't own or control, or if your business requires a distribution of a musical work that was written by others, you will need to obtain a mechanical license. In the US Constitution, I'm talking about from a US context, this whole concept of copyright was enshrined in the US Constitution. So from the very founding of the United States, the concept of copyright has been there. It started out with composers wanting to get paid from their music being reproduced physically. They lobbied. The government decided, okay, we'll give you some rights for the physical reproduction. This is different than the public performance right that is the ASCAP, the BMI, the CSAC. This is your being reproduced again. This is the bundle of rights, and this is why publishing is so important, because there are so many different ways that the owners of the compositions get paid. So bringing it forward, to cover a song you will need a mechanical license. The rates are set by statute. Every territory may require a different license. So we're dealing with the United States for the purpose of this vehicle. If you're in a different territory, I recommend you sit with an entertainment attorney and find out what you need to do for that territory. My stance, you all know, is that the first person on your team should be an entertainment attorney, and that's the person you bounce off even before you get a manager, because they can help you to structure your management agreement in your interest, because sometimes the interests of you and your manager may be opposed. So the first person you sit down, once you know that you're serious about this business, is an entertainment attorney. I'm biased, I'm an entertainment attorney, but that would be my recommendation to the creatives seeking to build their kingdom. Now, every song, how do you track, or how do these third-party companies track mechanical licenses, or who is reproducing the song? Or in this modern era, everything is digital. The answer is that every song has a digital fingerprint called the ISRC code, which stands for the International Standard Recording Code. And once you have to have this song for your songs to be tracked. In America, the primary agency is the Harry Fox agency. So you see why I read their definition of mechanical rights, mechanical royalties above, because they're the primary entity that is responsible for collecting those royalties in the United States for physical products. So that's your CDs, your vinyl, your cassette tapes. To do a cover and put it out in that medium, you're going to have to get a license from Harry Fox. To get it on the DSPs like the Spotify, all these other places, digital downloads, ringtones. Because of the Music Modernization Act, you go to this new entity called the Music Licensing Collective. They grant the licenses for those services. Now, to access these services, you will have to have certain things in place. You will have to be with a PRO. You will have to register, and before you can be a publisher with the PRO, you'll have to register as an LLC, have an EIN number, so you can register with BMI, ASCAP, CSAC as a publisher. because they now then can validate you to the Harry Fox, the music, the mechanical licensing collective. So it's important to have your business structure set up again. Entertainment attorney can help to walk you through these steps. And this is not intended as legal advice. I'm simply sharing some legal knowledge. Always recommend that you sit down with an entertainment attorney to get this information in detail. So practically speaking, you did a cover song, you want to put it up on YouTube. How do you do it? Well, different platforms, different methods. If you want to do a cover song on YouTube, you can actually just upload the cover song on YouTube. Their algorithm will pick up that and they will contact you. You won't make a dime because they're going to ask the copyright holder if they want to allow monetization, and they will take care of that process but on their back end to allow you to do the covers. It's good for the publisher, so generally you're going to get granted the license without you having to do anything. For Spotify and these places, it's a little different. You can either go through a third party, meaning DistroKid or one of these companies that you just go upload the song. They'll ask you, is this a cover? They'll take you through a process. You click through, put in the information as necessary, and then they'll go and obtain the license for you for a fee. If you want to do it through one of these complete independent sites like TuneCore, a lot of times they'll have you go get the license and then come back before you can upload it on the platform, and they spread it out. In that case, you'll have to go directly to either Harry Fox or, in this case, the Mechanical Licensing Collective to get your license. So, we can go a lot more in depth into how to get your cover, but this is just a short kind of overview of the cover song. And before I seal up this episode, I want to apologize for my singing earlier in the episode. If it traumatized you, if you were affected negatively by my singing voice, I will work on it and do better. But I was trying to give you something interesting to break up the monotonous. I do have a humorous side, so you'll see a little bit more of that as we proceed into this journey. But the most important thing about this episode is that I'm speaking to you as creatives. We're building our kingdom, and the lions are finally getting the tools to tell their story, and this is the lion's voice.
Lion voice.